Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And for anyone who wants an update, I've eaten 2 more Pop-Tarts since the last video, and I'm still feeling the sugar rush days later. So let's do a recap before I need to go lie down in a dark room somewhere. Not the weirdest way to write off a box of Pop-Tarts as a business expense, but here we are. They were Prop-Tarts. Jokes aside, between the Limited Life series coming to its epic conclusion and the TCG tournament whittling competitors down to the Final Four, it's been a quiet week for Hermitcraft videos. But there's promise of more excitement coming soon as the Limited Life players get back into their groove, XP Crafted's 2v2 TCG arena gets its first playtest, and Decked Out prepares to once again sweep the server off its feet, and, most likely, into a room full of Evokers and Ravagers. So while we still have time to relax around here, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week.
Don't discount the losers bracket. We still have feelings.
Starting with XP Crafted, who shows us where the magic happens, and by magic we mean redstone. Like Doc M before him, he decides on the 2000s PlayStation controller approach and coats the whole thing in a layer of black glass, but the mechanics are updated and refreshed to account for 2 vs 2 gameplay. To summarize, which is kind of redundant because that's what we do here, but anyway, the 2 regular TCG game boards are extended by 1 row, and each player gets 3 rows in which to play their cards. Instead of the usual 3 victory points, teams of 2 play first to 5. Item cards can be played on your teammates' hermits if they need some armor or healing, and while the game has very few, if any, moves that would affect multiple hermits, there's still room for them to team up and take down a troublesome card on the opposing side. And team up they do! XP even has the opportunity to play test a match, getting together with Cubfan to take on the duo of Azuma and Vintage Beef.
Mimics the special move of the opposing active hermit. Okay,
You
so
get the
here's
pick.
the thing:
Yeah,
you
can use Slab.
could use Slab against Scar, I think.
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, I think that's how the card reads. Yeah. This is so much more cerebral. You really got to think about all these things.
Meanwhile, XP continues to make waves in the 1v1 TCG tournament with a pretty major upset against top seed IJevin.
Oh, a little
Get a jingle.
I think I'll do some.
That was another jingle.
That was my
Yeah,
Someone got
just
a text
jingling all the
message.
way.
While the real-life prints of the Hermitcraft card game are still printing, Cubfan135 throws in another card for the pile. How come he gets to do that when it's Vintage Beef who's in charge of the whole operation? Well, there's something Cub is in charge of, the Pyramid Arena, and the badge you get for beating it.
So, first things first, we want to use the Cub method here. So, the Cub method, of course, stands for connectedness, usability, and beyond.
And though most of the times it involves things like making sure that all the pews are accessible, or adding a secret lobby in whatever negative space is left in the triangle, it also means Cub is in charge of one of the few boss battles in the game. Enter the boss card, a rare Pharaoh variant of Cub with its own abilities and mechanics. And yes, the artwork depicts Cub basically T-posing to establish dominance. Laugh all you want before he targets you into the Shadow Realm.
Target, of course, was our target block-based minigame area in Season 7. First of all, a primary attack, Target, for 50 damage right off the bat. So Shibalba references a giant pit, which I threw all of my items into in Season 7 to get organized and sorted, and this attack not only hits for 80, but it's a special attack. If it's heads, we can give up to plus 80 health to an AFK Hermit.
His other significant contribution to the meta is the separate nether tunnel he starts, connecting together every arena available in the game into a sort of victory road, or a boss rush if you will. This of course opens the door for more intricate boss gimmicks at the other arena champions, but do you really want that when one of them already launches anvils at the player on the regular?
We're actually going to be working on this tunnel as part of Infrastructure Week here on Hermitcraft starting today.
If anything, it is refreshing for the Hermitcraft nether to get burrowed through by Cub for once, since apparently it's getting blasted through by IJevin on the daily.
Yeah,
I have like 1,400 debris right now. You better stay away from it.
Oh my god.
I've been doing like a stack a day almost for a while now.
At 1,600 debris or something, and with no plans of stopping, Jevin finds refuge in hanging out with the gang and catching up on Tango's Decked Out progress.
When it goes live, I'll probably have it go live on a Saturday, and I will probably stream the entire weekend and just be in spectator cam laughing.
A welcome change after having blown up himself twice over. That progress had better be future-proof if Cub fans' guess on when the next update comes out is even remotely accurate.
So Cub, because I need to know, when's 120 coming out? You're the man. I don't care
Coming
about
out.
Stupid camels.
It's coming out.
Stupid camels.
It's coming out.
It's there.
This is a total and complete guess. June 13th.
Ooh.
So when picking 1600 of some things to get, Azumavoid settled on chickens. The number is not at all random. After much spreadsheeting, X figured out that's how many he needs for the optimal auto-farming experience.
Chickens lay eggs every 5 minutes, which is 300 seconds. And a hopper moves 2.5 items a second. And like the last one, this also has 15 hatcheries, so that's 645 chickens that need to sit up the top here and seed it with eggs.
The clever among us will be quick to point out that the chances of any of that actually making it into his mouth are pretty low, given that even if he dropped his golden carrot diet, he literally made a super productive cow farm for steak last week. Also, he has a helmet on, so who knows how it is he's eating. But fear not, your concern is completely irrelevant, since he won't even be using the thing. Having built it on Hermitcraft and run it to fill a shulker full of feathers, X comes up with a different design and abandons this one. Here's hoping the next iteration does not force 1600 entities of any kind into a single chamber.
So we're actually going to abandon this design and do something totally wild and totally different in the next episode.
Azuma's Wild Redstone also takes him to developing a shulker-based shopping experience to put onto his iBuy level. One where the customer has to first pick the item, then have the corresponding package dropped at them. And now I think I know exactly what prompted Iskal to say he wants to come back to Hermitcraft. Look, all I'm saying is don't bring a potato anywhere near the system. I know it doesn't even have any item receptacles, but better safe than sorry.
So you've seen I've got a lot of work ahead of me to get this shop up and running.
After promising us a building-focused episode, Etho delivers. He's been working on the interiors of his organic alien-inspired base, and the overall look is if DreamWorks' Monsters vs. Aliens had production designed by Jack Kirby. Trust me, that does make sense.
Oh, even though it's a cold base, it's still actually kind of comfy in here, right? I think it feels comfy in here.
Between all the color theory and inventing an alien language to decorate his base with, Etho revisits a moment we've already covered but thoroughly enjoyed revisiting, himself and Zadaf getting blown up. But jokes aside, the note block rendition of the 1812 Overture was pretty good too.
We tried like TNT. I believe you yourself have tried TNT music.
Yeah,
composing, right?
even that was a pain. I don't know how you did it with creepers.
And that's not the only experiment Etho was part of. He beta tests the ice boat racetrack with Cub, Doc, and Ren, mostly to find out whether having barriers around the course really made sense. We can all agree that having snowmen and minecarts on it definitely makes sense, if only to turn it into the high-speed version of Frogger that we've really been missing from Hermitcraft this season. Although we appreciate it could have been much more dangerous, as Etho demonstrates by putting in some total chaos footage for contrast.
Truce! Truce!
What? There is no truce in war.
Crazy.
Last of all, he throws cardboard at vintage beef until beef submits, but it was a much closer game than we expected. And finally there's Mumbo, who's just happy to have more time to work on his base, even if it is interrupted by a well-intentioned decapitation.
It was a good effort. It might have been a little, I might have healed a little bit, but I'm at 1 heart. Right?
Is that worse than Etho?
Well, I have 30 Etho skulls.
Right, okay.
Since it's Mumbo, the design process is well documented, both on video and in a book, where he's writing out all the materials he needs, and also highly remixable, so we look forward to the hit single A Transition, A Pillar being released in a few weeks. By then his copper might even be done aging.
So it's 1 pillar, 1 transition, 1 pillar, 1 transition, 1 pillar. So 3 pillars, 2 transitions, and then we have a transition, a pillar, a transition, a pillar. There'll be 5 pillars and 4 transitions. Then on each one of the sides, there'll be 3 pillars and 4 transitions. In 1 pillar, 1 transition, 1 pillar, 1 transition, 1 pillar, 1 transition, 4 transitions. Then on each one of the sides, there'll be 3 pillars and 4 transitions.
But amid all these repeating patterns, another pattern begins to emerge. From a bench with a knife. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is PixelRiffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.